There are two things that I want to do today. One of them is to build a castle. I found a pretty cool spot for one, which I'll show you in a second. And the second thing is to make a map of either my base or just a general area. But first things first, if you could just pop me down somewhere, Mallow. Which we actually got to be smart about this because that depends on where you fly around. And I kind of like to have you front and center, so if you could just drop me off at the pumpkin patch, that would be great. Get there eventually, 3 to 5 business days later, and there we go. Thank you. So yeah, I want to make a castle. I was looking at this hill over here, which it just looks like it needs some sort of building, right? We have buildings stretching out elsewhere in the world, so there's no reason why we can't go all the way over there. But just a tiny little castle perched on top of the hill. I think it's going to be nice. And then inside of that castle, we can have the map. Kind of a 2-for-1 deal. Okay, good. Mallow's off on her way. So I need to actually have a look at my supplies. Because we need blocks to build a castle. Okay, plenty of cobblestone. I don't know if I really want that as the base material. But preferably stone bricks, because that's just like the classic, isn't it? And it always works. Mix some tuff in there too. Okay. Well, we're missing a lot of stone. But that's fine, because we got the Silk Touch pickaxe down here, which we can just use to go and grab some more. But for now, if we just grab about that much, and we should be fine. Tell you what would be a good idea, if I take a crafting table with me, in case I want to make some variants while I'm over there. And it can just stay there, because I'm probably going to need it. Ooh, do I actually have a stone cutter? Because that would also be a good idea. Ah, it's fine. We'll come back and grab one if needed. I just used all my stone on stone bricks, so probably can't make one anyway. But I just want to kind of plot an outline first and see how we're going to be looking. It's a decent sized hill, but I like to keep my builds, you know, fairly neat and compact. Nothing too extravagant, so limit your expectations is basically what I'm saying. It's not going to be the biggest castle you've ever seen in your life, but hopefully it'll be still a nice, quaint and cozy one. Now that I'm walking over here, I don't honestly know if this connects to the terrain. Does that dip into the river or the ocean? Hopefully it does connect. Yes, okay, it does. It's just a bit steep. We could always actually... Ooh. Wouldn't be a bad idea. We can make a bridge going over here. Maybe today, maybe another day. But might make just crossing over this really steep bit a little bit easier. Because I like to have pathways connecting everything up. But it's kind of tricky when you're making a pathway on a really steep angle like this. It just doesn't look right, I find. Yeah, nice little diagonal dangling bridge might be a pretty good idea. Hello, sheep. I'm here. Oh, sheeps, multiple of you. Well, pretend I didn't just get the plural of sheep wrong then. I'm going to build on your hill, if that's okay, guys. Still see Mallow over there in the distance. Okay, now you think this would be a wise idea to actually have done some planning before this, but I haven't. So we're going to try plot a castle out off the top of my head. I don't even know where to start. Tell you what, sheep, let me just wander around the top of this hill here and kind of have a think. Otherwise, I will be here for half of the video, and you guys probably don't need to see that. Well, it's a start. It's basically just a bunch of shapes. If you look at what I've done, it is literally a 4x4 square, a 5x7 rectangle, and then a 7x7 rectangle. And then we kind of have the back corner over here, which I thought maybe we could have in like the form of a tower, perhaps. But actually, you know what might look better? It's kind of hard to gauge at the moment, but I got a vision in my head, so bear with me. If we make these walls instead, and I'm not gonna have enough. I'm one short. This is why I need a stone cutter, because now I've just got 5 extra walls. That's fine. I'll need them at some point. Yeah, okay, so essentially what we're going to do, which is how, if I'm ever making like a really tiny castle, and you can kind of do it on a slightly bigger scale, it's just a little bit more complicated. You just make some shapes like this and raise them all up to different levels. So for instance, this one, this front shape, which is probably going to be the doorway, like going in here, perhaps. We'd bring that up just 3 blocks maybe, and then this one over here would come up to an extra block higher, and then maybe this one over here. What would we do? We'd do maybe 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 for a total. Does that seem too high or too low? Well, we'll leave it at that for now. Maybe an extra block, possibly. But you just bring them up to different heights. And have I done the same again? 4, 5. Yep, there we go. Like that. And then obviously the tower will be even higher in the background. But they're actually really easy to build. At least if you're keeping them simple. But we do have some levitation going on at the moment here, which is intentional. Because it just means we don't end up building our castle all on the same Y level. We can kind of add some variation to it. So we just kind of bring it down, and then we'll either have to place some dirt in front of this like that, or just do what we did there and replace it. So I find this way it just kind of looks a little bit more sturdy and actually embedded into the ground, you know? Whoops. In my opinion, it just looks better than if you were to flatten an area and build it all on the same level. But, okay. Sleepy time, first of all. Much better. Okay, I'm nearly out of stone bricks already, so we're definitely going to have to go grab some more. But I think the only other bit we need to add is along here. So it doesn't go too steep, which I think is good. We don't really want it going halfway down the hill. Might look a little bit silly that way. But it just makes it a little bit more interesting, I find. Not a big fan of how this looks. Maybe I'll just do that. Sure. But now this looks strange. How about that? There we go. Sure, why not? And then, yeah, we can have the doorway in here. And then a lot of these blocks will probably get broken. Just so we can open it up a little bit. But I think for now, if we just fill all of this in, get ourselves on the same Y level within the castle itself. And here comes the rain. Actually, you know what? Pretty atmospheric for a castle build. I don't mind it. I don't mind it at all. Okay, we're only probably going to be able to do one part of this for now. And I definitely need a stone cutter, because otherwise I'm going to end up wasting a whole bunch of blocks crafting stairs. But if we just kind of have this one as the first wall. So we wanted, that is our doorway. And then if we do slab, slab, slab. Like the classic tops of castles that you see. And then in theory that would probably be a stair. So we basically just do that for the other 3 sides. Just slightly higher, but yeah, we are out of blocks, so we can kind of only do it for maybe this one, although I think we're going to run out. Well, the front face at least, and then how far along can we go here? We'll maybe just do that for now. There we go. I'm not even going to have enough slabs. Well, you can kind of get the idea. Plus windows and whatnot when we add it all in, and we'll probably get some other blocks to mix in as well. But I sometimes just find it a little bit easier building out of a solid block first of all. Was that me or you who did that? Sheep, did you eat an entire block? Did you? Be honest. He definitely did. He consumed a whole grass block. Okay, nice. Good start. But yeah, we actually need to go digging for some stone, so... What is that over there? That looks like some exposed stone, which maybe is just a good place to grab some. No, tell you what, we'll head back to the base because we're going to need to grab a couple of supplies anyway. So, could do with drying off as well. Wouldn't be the worst thing in the world. I'm glad I don't actually feel this wetness. Otherwise that would make building pretty miserable. But like this, it's honestly kind of just nice. I figured if I was gonna go digging for stone, I may as well take a trip down to the mines, and it's been pretty successful. What is that? 9 and a bit stacks of stone and plenty of coal, which honestly kind of great because I was beginning to run out, so definitely not a bad thing in the slightest. Oh, there must have just been an enderman there. Otherwise, they were just magic particles for some reason. Strange, I'm not sure. But we've got the stone we need, so I'm going to go turn probably just all of this into... In fact, I don't need to go anywhere to do that. I can do it right here. Do we want to do it all? Sure, why not? There we go. What is that? 9 stacks and 16. Yeah, that should be enough to hopefully finish like building up the castle, and then we'll be able to just add in some texture using some stone, cobblestone, andesite, maybe smelt some of these down, get some crackstone bricks, all that sort of stuff. And I'll probably mix a little bit of tuff in too, just for a highlight and a little bit of a different grey. But I think when I had a look in here I had 2 stacks, which probably is enough. Yeah, over 2 stacks. Okay, that should be good. So for now, let's just chuck all of this in here. At some point today, maybe I'll break all that coal down with my fortune pickaxe, because I'm actually out. I'm pretty sure I used the last bit to craft these torches. Which where do I put them? In here? Oh, this is getting full up. Sure, might need to distribute this a little bit. Anything else we need? Let's give ourselves a stone cutter to take over. And of course, I have no stone. Okay, that's fine. I can snag 3 stone from somewhere. Where can I take 3 stone from? There's got to be an open cave somewhere. I think there's one behind here, isn't there? Oh, you know, whatever. I'll just do that. That'll be fine. And then just an iron ingot. One of those, thank you very much. And one of those. Okay, awesome. Let's go back over to the castle. So using those stone bricks, I've basically just finished all of the shapes, bring them up to their designated heights, ending up with this, which I think is a pretty good start to our castle. The only thing is, the interior right now has not really been broken up, so we need to go inside of here and essentially turn all of these shapes into shapes with holes. And it's just trying to figure out the best way to do that without obviously compromising on the integrity of the statue. We don't want anything on the outside to be showing through or something like that. But so far, seems to be going okay. So, I probably will keep this wall kind of as like a supporting wall for this, otherwise it's going to kind of just be floating there, which of course it can, but you know, should it? It's two different things. The only thing I don't really know what to do with are these walls, because I don't want to bring them all the way down, otherwise it's just going to get in the way a little bit. I could maybe... oh, this would actually work great if this looks okay. So we've got 3 of those. You know, I'll leave it at that for now. Sure. And this is where we'll probably put the map. Either if we do like 2 levels or just 1 with a big ceiling, we'll have a 5x5 area, which I think is going to be a pretty good size. Even though our base isn't that big, it probably will be like a 3x3 needed, but you know, we might expand in the future, and then we've got it there for that opportunity. I'm wondering if I should do another entrance through here. I don't think I like that actually. I think we'll have it kind of, you need to go all the way through the castle to get to that room. I have also just gone back and grabbed some spruce blocks, which are going to be needed for 1, adding in a roof to that tower, and maybe another roof somewhere. But also we kind of need it for like a ceiling slash flooring for this, so it's going to be pretty small to begin with, but if we do that and then maybe turn this into a bit of a staircase leading up to the next point. Is that okay to walk around on? We do kind of just pop up onto the side, but that's alright. It's not a big deal. Gives us a good vantage point. The only thing is this. Can that be turned to spruce? If I do that, yeah, I don't see why not. Tell you what, if we just pop down a second. It's a little bit dark in here, isn't it? Let's just place a couple of torches for now. Not to stay, we'll do something a little bit better at some point. Tell you what might look a little bit better, and I think should be the same from the outside. The stair. Yeah, okay, so there's plenty of room in here. This is a bit cramped, but it's fine. It doesn't matter too badly. And then I'm thinking... I don't know what to do with this room, honestly. Something I think would be good, actually. I need to break through here to get my stone cutter, which, now that I mention it, let's just bring these inside. Oh, you coming in, sheep? That's fine. Welcome. You may be stuck in here unless you can find the one entrance out. Good luck. We get another slab and then some stairs, and we kind of just turn these into archways. Not only does that look a little bit better, but feels a bit more castle-y, you know? At least in my head it does. I don't know how we're going to do this tower. I like working with walls. They are great for exteriors, but as soon as you come inside, it makes everything very difficult. So we're going to leave that till last. And figure it out at a later stage. And there's 2 sheep in here now. That's good. You guys can eat this grass apart. Tell you what I do need to do, actually, is get up onto this bit. Because obviously we want this to be walkable. But on the other hand, I am going to make this tower have an actual spruce roof. Oh, that's really annoying. Look at it down there. Just taunting me. Fine, I'll come and get you. Back up we go. But yes, we're going to have this be an actual... You are kidding. You are kidding. Oh, that's annoying. Okay, well, let's make sure I finish this roof this time and I don't have to pillar back up. Right, can we do it now? There we go. Oh, man. So we're going to make this a definite roof, but I feel like if I'm having a spruce roof here, I should probably have at least one other. The trouble is this kind of castle shape. Is it crenellations? Is this what they're called? I never know. Doesn't lend itself to having a roof put in very well. But we'll see. This should be a fairly simple roof to put together if we just do something like this. And then get some trapdoors. So bonus with roofs. Roofs on wall blocks. You can kind of naturally get that slight little bit of overhang that you wouldn't usually get if you're using full blocks, which I think is pretty nice. And then just a slab in the middle. Okay. Nice, simple roof design. I like that. Well, I think. Yeah, looks good. What's not to like? Yeah, I love this little tiny overhang. I wish this was like more easily possible in the game because it just looks so much better than having like a whole block hanging over. But that's why you got to get creative, I guess. Just trying to think how we could do this. I do have one idea, and that is if we still make it walkable just all the way around, and then we make like a mini little building in the center, if that possibly would work. I just feel like we need a second roof. Otherwise it's going to look a little bit strange. So if we... okay, we need to go up. Don't want to go up to the same height, otherwise it's just going to look too similar. And we're not going to be able to overhang, otherwise it's going to touch that tower. So what if we literally just do this, maybe? Whoops. There we go. Then return that. I don't really have a good vantage point, is the only trouble. Oh, if we do this actually, we could probably do what we did, steady, with this one and have a staircase leading up to it. So you can kind of, you know, walk around this whole area in one whole go. So if we do that, actually make that a wall again, or a stone block. Ah, that works perfect actually. Okay, hopefully this looks good because it feels good to walk around, which I think is something that's very important in a castle, that when you walk in... Yeah, that's not a good view, is it? Tell you what, let's go on a little wander. Let's get over to that bit of terrain and have a look. I think it's very important when you're building a castle that when you're actually walking around the castle, it feels proper. You know, you want all of these interconnecting rooms, and when you're up on guard on top of the tower or whatever defenses it may have, that it feels right. I don't know if that's right or if I'm just not explaining it very well, but anytime I've built a castle in this game, I find it very, it's one of the buildings that is suited to this game. So I think it's easy to feel like a proper part of it. It's very immersive to walk around a fully fledged castle, I think is what I'm getting at. So I think it's important you match that with the shape. So, after all that, big reveal. Yeah, I think that's good. I'm probably at the wrong angle. I could do it. I can also do it being over there, but we'll just check it out here to begin with. How do we like those roofs? Yeah, I need to check it out from a different angle. It also doesn't help the walls are completely plain right now. Obviously, we'll get some texture and some windows and all that sort of stuff added in. But I think it's a good start. What we maybe could actually benefit from is that tiny little building there, putting some walls on the corner just to make it look a little bit smoother. But I like that actually. Yeah, that's good. I think having that secondary roof is probably a good idea as opposed to just having the one. Yeah, okay, I like it. Now, while I'm over this side, do I need anything? Off the top of my head, no, but I will maybe just go grab a little bit of tuff. Because I might honestly do like the top section here as tuff blocks instead of stone brick. Maybe. I don't know. Let me go grab some stuff and I'll have a bit of a play around with some things. I've been doing a little bit of tweaking around, and this is what we have right now, which maybe doesn't look a whole lot different. It's mostly just these additional polished tough blocks. Originally, I actually had these as the solid blocks as well, but if I just stick them on and show you, it was a little bit too much. There's this like super harsh cutoff, which on a grander scale maybe would look okay, but on this we're just not going to get away with it. So instead, what we're going to do at some point is when we texture this, nearer the top, we'll get some... don't have any on me. Tell you what, we can go make some. Step inside a second. I've also changed some things in here, which I'll show you in one sec. But if we get some tough bricks, and we'll basically just mix in some tough bricks into the top portion only. So like a little bit like that. It's hard to tell on this tiny little bit, but it'll look better throughout the whole castle. Just to kind of transition slightly. I think it'll be okay. We can salvage it. So one extra thing I did. Man, inventory is a mess. Up the top there, I changed those walls out. All of the blocks are now walls, which I think looks a little better because now we have that slight overhang. But we can get a better look from the inside. So I basically just finished doing the ceilings for up here. So our tower building now has a ladder to get up to a second level where we can actually access the roof from. So I probably will get rid of this staircase actually, now that I think about it. That was only there really as a temporary measure. And then this room is kind of like ready to go. I think we're just going to do one big room for the map, since this is kind of the purpose of it. We could have some cartography tables and that sort of thing in here, but generally it's just going to be for the map itself. So I feel like it makes sense to dedicate the largest room to the map. But now we have easy access up to the top here, which, I don't like how these 3 blocks look. How does this look if I do that? It looks okay, I think. We'll leave it for now. But as you can see, this is what I've done with this miniature top building, which for now doesn't have anything inside of it because, well, this is why. So I was thinking maybe I'll just leave it blank and like dangle a lantern down from the top maybe. Oh, okay, can't do that. Can't do that. So let's save. Oh, yeah. Oh no, I've really messed that up. There we go, sure. So I might just kind of leave it there. I'm not sure. I'll have a think while I continue to build. But yeah, we're looking a lot more finished now, from the inside especially. So yeah, map room, cartographing stuff, and I mean there's nothing that really needs to go in the tower, honestly. I think the next thing I am going to do though is add in some windows, or at least where I would like the windows to be placed. So let's have a think. It probably would make sense to do the interiors or the windows from the interior, but then I find it just doesn't quite look right from the outside. So for example, like here would be a great window, but I just don't think, yeah, that's not going to look good. It's not going to look good at all. That's fine. We'll get rid of that. Maybe I should be doing the windows from the inside. Tell you what, actually that might not be a bad idea. Let's kind of pick out where we would like some windows, and then we can see how it looks from the outside. So on this side, we can just maybe take out these 2 blocks. Have 2 windows there, and do we want to do the same on this side or change it up? We're not going to have any at the front, obviously none on this side. Let's just do the same. I'm okay with a little bit of symmetry. And look, the sheeps can get in and out now. I keep saying sheeps. I don't know why. I know that's not the plural, but I can't seem to help myself. And then we could do with having 1 at the front, but I don't know, castles, I feel like they need the long windows. but that's just not going to work here because we're touching the floor. Unless we actually take the floor down here, give ourselves like an extra block to play with, maybe. And then we could have it staircase up here and staircase up here. Yeah, sure. And then we can do the same over on this side, get some double windows. And another one right here. And honestly, that might be it. Oh, we definitely need some on the tower, but they're easy enough to add in. Okay, happy with the windows from the inside. The sheep, okay, I think likes it. He really likes this bit of the wall. And it looks good from the outside too. I think to make it a little bit more interesting, we could, I don't have any stairs, but like make these stairs just to kind of increase the length slightly without actually having to sacrifice a block from the inside. But as for these, do we want to have like one long window or two shorter ones? That is the question. Let's do a little pillar up and kind of just see. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That actually probably works great, because if we do 2 and then miss another 2... wait, no, that doesn't work as well as I thought it would. I would have to do... Okay, we could either do this. We could do 3, 1, 3. Like that. That's kind of option 1. Obviously, you know, we'll probably stick some iron bars in. We're going to have something that will connect. So let's say iron bars. It's a lot of window. But that's fine. Or we can do what we had before. Which one was that? I don't even know. We had 2 at the top here. Then I skipped 2 last time. But if we skip 3, so it's the same top and bottom. That then gives us the opportunity to maybe do an extra little something in the middle, but I'm not sure what that could be. Tell you what, I think I like the slightly smaller windows. Well, that block is freaking out up there. There we are, thank you. Just gotta wait for it to pop out. It's hard to tell at the moment because we definitely need the iron bars in. And then can we have any here? We got the doorway at the front, so nothing really needed that side. I guess we could... Yeah, we could have a little window there, maybe, perhaps. And then the same again over here. Oh, steady. Yeah, okay, that's a good start. That is a good start. I think as for the window block we use here, I'll probably just go with some fence posts, some spruce fences, instead of more iron bars, otherwise it might be a bit of an overload. But we'll get a little bit of both and see how we're looking. But first things first, time to go to bed. Alrighty, I have got some supplies, including a whole bunch of stuff that we can use to texture our castle, which is looking pretty good. Let me just get to the spot that I was at a second ago. Where was I? Off camera, I think down here. Looks really good from this angle. Well, I hope it's here. We're gonna say it's here. There it is. Look at that. Pretty nice, right? I think it's going to look good once we actually fully texture it and, you know, finish adding windows and whatnot. I think it's going to look nice perched up there. I mean, it already does, so... Pretty good start. Tell you what, do I have 2 dirt blocks? Yeah, these 2 blocks. Really annoying me. I don't know if the terrain has generated it like that or if an enderman's been nicking them, but... It bothers me every time I walk over. And they are some small windows, aren't they? That is the only downside of building on the multiple Y levels that we were doing in the start. Because you end up not being able to actually utilize a lot of it. So it probably would have been a good idea to dig further down in the map room like we have here. But because I'm using the walls, it just makes it really difficult. So let's just get our iron bars in place, see how that looks. Because I am right in thinking that fences don't connect. Yeah, okay. I thought so, but worth a try. I could use copper bars, but I don't really think regular copper is going to look very good. The fully oxidized probably would, but I don't fancy waiting for it to happen. And I think the iron bars are perfectly fine. Nice, okay, so do we want to add anything in like this central block? We'll just leave it be. It's tricky because we are using walls. There's not honestly anything I really can add. If it were to be full blocks, I'd probably get, I don't have any of them on me, but one of the chiseled variants, like the patterns, you know? But no wall variant for that, unfortunately. Would be cool though. That would be really cool. I'm trying to think if we need to add any other stairs. Tell you what, let's get the fences in first and kind of see if it looks like it could use it. It could use it. It could use it for sure. Let's go craft some. Just looks way too flat like that, I think. Did I even... Yeah, I did. Cool. Let's get 16 of those. Very nice. Do we want to do top and bottom? I think so. The type of thing that doesn't actually look great up close because you can see the fence overhangs a little bit. But from a distance, I mean not even from a distance really, just take a couple of steps back and you can't even tell. Just looks a lot better, I think. Not going to do that for the iron bars, obviously, because walls. But maybe for this one, just to change it up, so it's a little bit different, we'll just do it on the top part instead of the bottom. Hopefully it'll make it look a little bit taller that way. Test it at the bottom just to see. Yeah, see now it looks out of proportion, like it's way too close to the ground. Whereas if we just have it on the top, looks better. This will all look, hopefully, better once we actually get some texture in. I think that's probably what's messing with it right now. It's all just a little bit too plain. Man, I wish we could have a window here. We'll maybe add something there. Not sure what, but we'll add something. Okay, is there a good spot I can go to have a look at this? Yeah, that's okay. I'm happy with that. I am happy with that. Do I have any walls? I just want to try something a second. Don't know how this is going to look, but maybe just to try and round out the edges? How would that work for the other corners? Yeah, see, not going to work there. Might work on that one. Would work here, actually. And it wouldn't work there. I'm not going to bother. I think that's the type of thing that if this were to be a much bigger castle, I could probably get away with doing it. But there's just some things that don't really work on a small scale. Okay, I also brought with me some iron chains and lanterns, just so we can hopefully light it up in here. So do I want to have... I feel like I need to make use of that from the top level. We'll come back to that one. For now, since this is going down, can I get away with like this maybe? Or does that feel too low? No, I don't think that's too low. I think we're fine. Can't really fit a lantern anywhere in this part of the tower room, but that's alright, not really needed. We'll just get one more up at the very top. Okay, that's good. And what do we want to do here? I don't know. I really don't know. I mean, if we were to break these... Okay, I can't break that. That's now made clear to me because it's kind of part of the ceiling design, so we'd have to leave it... Oh, just caught myself there. Have to leave it like this. What can I even put in there? I guess I could turn that into a slab. Then again, I've just caught myself. I'm like complete tippy toes off. Just don't know what could go inside. We can't have a full block, otherwise it's gonna mess up the walls. Doesn't look awful, but kind of looks a little bit weird. I could have like a chest, maybe, or if we got like an animal up here to stand guard, maybe like a dog could sit up here to watch behind. Yeah, sure, let's do that. I think that makes a little bit more sense. And then we get a lantern as well. Okay, if we get a dog, that's going to be really close to his head, but maybe we'll get a cat instead. I'm not sure. That's fine, though. I'm happy with all that lighting. Do we want to get any more just like up and around here? We actually can't because these are on the bottom half of a slab. This isn't, though. This isn't. We could do that. Just to try and, you know, light up this front portion. I think that's okay. And then up here is actually pretty well lit from this one and the one inside the tower. So, yeah, I am happy with that. Okay, sheep still loves it in here. That's good. This... Okay, now I'm wondering if I should actually kind of take all of this down by a little bit and replace these with some spruce blocks, or not actually replace them, but like put some spruce blocks in front of it, you know? Now we don't have that hole in the middle, it just doesn't quite look right. Yeah, okay, I'll have a play around with it. But I think what I want to do, how long have we actually got before the sun goes down? We got a little bit of time. Let's see if we can do something. I kind of want to just do like a trial run with the texturing. Maybe literally on like these two blocks here. Just to get a very basic idea. So we'll have our tough bricks up the top. And then what else did I bring? Maybe like cobble at the bottom just to kind of show its wear and tear. Whoa! Did you guys see that? Look how fast those two grass blocks regenerated. Wow. Some cobble on the bottom, which we could always get some mossy variants for. And then I've got andesite and... Ooh, I was going to bring stone, but I obviously forgot that. And then I've got cracked stone bricks as well, which I can kind of just mix in wherever feels right. It's hard to tell on a small scale like this, but I think that's okay. Yeah, I reckon we can do that. But first things first, another night's sleep is needed. And then in the morning, we'll have a play around with the ceiling of that map room and also finish that texturing. Good night, sheepy. Okay, how do I sort you out? I guess first things first, let's just take down all of this because it's going to need to get dropped by at least a block. So may as well just get rid of it all anyway. It doesn't need to be stairs anymore, but there's no real reason to change it out, honestly. So I just kind of leave it there. Oh no, it's going to bother me. Now I've mentioned it, I need to switch it up. Could also make that central block just something different. Like a, what's it called? One of the chiseled stone bricks. For whatever we set up there to sit on top of. There we go, that's good. Okay, let's get some slabs, trapdoors, and stairs. And let's see here. I'm probably gonna want... Where do I want the lanterns in this room? I could have one right in the center. Which, actually, yeah, you know what? This works. Because we've now got that chisel block there, I feel like we can use that as a centerpiece. So we can actually have that block on show. And then... if we do trapdoors on all four sides, and then slabs like that in the corner. Just trying to create like a gradual slope. So if we do some more slabs behind the trapdoors, then... Oh, so I didn't actually need to change anything because I'm doing this the exact same way as what we had before. Yeah, okay. Well, that's fine. And then, yeah, 4 blocks and trapdoors like we had before. Do we need the... Yeah, I think we need the trapdoors, which is annoying because I am 1 short. But you get 2 every time. That's fine. I'll use a trapdoor again at some point, I'm sure. There we go. Okay. That's good. Still gives us plenty of room. Don't feel, you know, cramped and filed into here, which is nice. Yeah, that's good. I'm kind of debating on dropping down the floor. Maybe? Just trying to think how it's going to work with the actual map. You know what, I think I'm going to drop it down because... Let me try and explain here. So we want the map to be 5 by 5, right? Which means it's going to be going all the way out to here. And if it was just like a sudden cutoff right here, I feel like that wouldn't look as good. But if we... Probably not going to use stone bricks, but we'll just stick them there for now, just to get an idea. If we have it staircasing down into the map, that doesn't feel quite as bad. For some reason, in my head anyway. So yeah, we'll drop that down, then we go back up here, drop down again, and go back up here. In fact, we could honestly keep this all the way dropped down, and then just have like a slab or something over there, leading up to the doorway, maybe? Or something like that? Yeah, okay. That works. I would say that is, as far as like general layout is concerned, the interior done. Obviously we got these blocks to switch out, but I think we'll do the texturing first. So, let's see if we can finish this wall and kind of see how we're looking once we do all of that. So first things first, we'll grab our tough blocks. Now I always overthink this. I need to not worry too much. Just kind of place blocks and it'll look fine, I'm sure. So there's tough. We'll get the cobble at the bottom. Bearing in mind some of those blocks are going to have to switch out as well. So we'll do that one, and yeah, you know what, we'll leave it at that, I think. Then we get some andesite. Oh, we don't have any stone still, but maybe we'll just skip the stone. I think it might be a bit too much, honestly, if we add another block into this. But then, like on this section where it's there's a bit more space, I kind of feel like it needs it. Unless we bring the tuff down a little bit more. I think we actually might need some more cobble. I think that's what the problem is. Like I said, I could literally tweak this about all day long. I could be here forever. Then just get some of our cracked in. We still got like enough stone brick. It's very easy to switch these out so much that you actually don't end up with any of the original block. Which I've kind of done a little bit, honestly. So let's maybe get another one of them back in. Okay, grass, you're in the way. Yeah, I think that's good. And the bonus is, when we do the tower, all of these blocks, well, other than the cracked, the cobble, the andesite, and the tuff have wall variants, so we can basically texture it exactly the same. So yeah, I think we will actually leave the stone, the regular stone block, out of it. But I'm happy with that. I think one thing I do want to check actually real quick before I forget just head up to the top there and see how that tiny little building looks with the addition of that chisel block. Oh, and pick up the remnants. Yeah, that looks fine. What's not to like? Okay, cool. I hopefully should have enough blocks, but I might have to go back and grab a couple more. But either way, let's see if we can texture this thing. Get it looking a little bit more interesting. And this is why it's good to texture builds. Such a difference. And there's not really anything else going on, like this side no longer looks boring because it's not just one block. I think I've done an okay job. It's by no means perfect, but it's better than just stone brick. I still may go back and grab some mossy cobble and just add in a little bit right at the bottom next to where there's grass, kind of showing the grass and the terrain around it kind of growing up onto the castle itself. But I don't have any on me. So I only just thought of that. I'll have to go back and grab some if I want to do that. But I think what I like to do is figure out the floor in here. So something that has crossed my mind, which, yeah, I don't have the blocks for. I need to go back and grab them. If we want to change this floor up from grass, which obviously we do, we need to switch these blocks at the bottom for a full block. Otherwise, we're either going to see the grass from the outside, or from the outside, we're going to see the blocks from the inside. Neither of which is great, honestly. But I thought I kind of want to do a combo of polished andesite and polished diorite, like a checkerboard sort of pattern, like that, you know? I don't know why, just kind of fancy it. Ideally, I'd like to use polished andesite and the smooth stone, like the stone variant that has this same sort of texture. But we need the stairs, so unfortunately that is a no-go. But I think before we decide how many stairs we need, because I don't honestly know off the top of my head, we can go ahead and switch out these blocks. There we go. Okay, so I guess if we just start with andesite and then just making sure we keep to the pattern, nice and simple. There we go. We actually don't need that many more, do we? Because these are going to be covered up by the map. So then we'll fill in the other holes with our diorite. There we go. And then this will have to be diorite, which means that this block right here is andesite. And I'm kind of missing the door. Another thing I'll have to go back and grab, but that's alright. Okay, take away our stairs and our stairs over here. So we need 2 polished, 2 diorite, and 3 andesite. Try not to overcraft just so I don't mess up my inventory. If I can keep to the exact amounts, that would be better. Okay, so diorite, andesite, andesite. Thought I just saw something out the side of my vision. It must have been the sheep. It looked creeperish, but I don't think it was. I think we're okay. I'm gonna check quickly. No, okay, I think it was a sheep. Crisis averted. Right, I like that. It's kind of kitchen-esque, but that's fine. It can be a little bit kitcheny. Okay, so we are gonna get rid of just these blocks right here. Those 8. And leave them, because we'll cover them up properly instead. And then do the same again. So for each of those, and then we just need the same once more. So 2 andesite, 1 diorite. Nice and simple. Okay. There we go. Yeah, that definitely needs to change. But like I said, don't have the full blocks on me because I emptied my inventory and now they're all back at the base. But before I take a trip back, I figured since this is where the map's going to be going, I should probably put some lighting under here And I figured I'd just use jack-o'-lantern. I need to shear them. Okay. Need to go back and grab some shears. But I can take these with me because they're probably not going to be needed. So what do we need? Let's just do a inventory check. We need to shear our pumpkins. We need some full blocks, which looks to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cobble, 2 stone bricks. Okay, that's all fine. And then a spruce door. Or whatever door we're having on the front. Probably spruce. Is that it? Other than, you know, everything else we want to add in, but like for the bulk of it for now, I think we're good. I might grab a couple of like barrels and chests and some note blocks. My note block texture is a crate, so it works pretty well. Just maybe to stick in that corner around the front. I don't think the rest of it really needs anything else though. So yeah, something to go in this corner. Other than that, I would say we're pretty much good. Other than the map side of things, but like I said, we'll come back to that when we get to it. It has been a couple of days. I've been doing some resource gathering. I've got a bunch of supplies, including all of the item frames we need. Don't ask how I got the leather. You don't want to know. So I'm not going to say. But we have got our door, which, maybe that should go in by a block, but I feel like because I can't have an upside down stair above it, yeah, that's a bit too inset. That's fine. We'll just stick it right there. Not a big deal. Maybe we'll possibly make like a small awning with some, you know, fences either side and trapdoors across the top. That could actually work. Oh, you know what? I forgot to grab these blocks. Darn. That's fine. One thing I did get was the jack-o'-lanterns. So we can replace all of these. Not that we really need to. We could just use glow item frames, but I don't think I actually have... Whoa, that's bright. I don't think I actually have any glow squid ink. And this is just cheaper and easier. So we can pop all of these down, and this is honestly hurting my eyes. It might be a bit too bright. I think once we get the map on there with some other colors other than just like bright orange, it'll be fine. But that lantern's not needed, that's for sure. Okay, let's maybe avoid looking at that room. That kind of hurts my eyes a little bit. I also grabbed a whole bunch of supplies for our cartographing room. And, I mean, obviously we need that. Oh, which, of course, the rotation of it is not great. This is one of those blocks that you can't change the way it faces. Like, whichever way it is, that's just what you get. So maybe it actually might work better over this way. Right? Because if we place it that way, and I was planning on turning it into, like, a bench using some dark oak wood. So, yeah, we'll stick it that side. Then we got some actual colour of the globe, and what actually are these things? I've never looked. That's obviously a map. That's a globe. Not sure what that's meant to be. Maybe like a ink pot? And that looks like a mini crafting table. Weird. Anyway. And then either side, maybe we'll just do something simple like that. I think that works. I did actually get some stuff for our little barrel stack over here. So, how do we want to do this? Oh, not like that. Kind of just want to change up how these are placed down. Another thing that I could just faff with all day long. But I'll try not to. Just stick a lantern up there? Sure. Once again, quick pit stop to have a sleep. Right in front of the barrels. Good night, sheep. Much better. There we go. Okay, what else did I bring? I think that's fine. That nicely just fills in that space. we can pop back in here. And I've got... what did I bring with me that could actually be useful? Maybe we'll see if we can make another bench. Like over here, we could do... Is that gonna feel too cramped though? Feels a little bit too cramped. Maybe instead can I make like a seat? I'm not in the newest version with cushions yet, unfortunately. Because that could definitely be used here to make a seat. But if I do that, and then... Now I'm missing trapdoors and like 2 signs either side. Like trapdoor on top of here, sign either side. That could make a nice seat. And honestly, maybe that's what we need in here. It's not that much room, so it probably would just be cramped for the sake of being cramped. So then I think we'll get just a nice little flower pot. And then if we got any other decoratives. I did bring a decorated pot that I was gonna put somewhere, but I just... Blinding room. What if we put it over here? Oh, that's not the right rotation. That better? Nope, that's worse. That? Nope, that's worse again. There we go. I mean, it's fine because it's not actually in the way, but it could do with being up a block. Trying to think. Oh, I got an idea. Don't have my stone cutter. That's kind of annoying, but we shouldn't need it. No, we shouldn't need it. Okay, hang on. We can do something here. Make that into a stair, into a full block. Fill that in. There we go. Okay, then we can... How did I do this? Which way was I facing? Like that? Nope, not quite. Like that? No, definitely not like that. Nope. I think it's the one way that I actually can't place it right now. Oh no, why did that work? Oh, I have no idea. And then we get a nice little flower. Yeah, that's better. Okay, I like that. That's good. I think that's bright enough. We don't have to worry about much stuff spawning. I did bring some paintings. And this wall is quite blank, so... Oh, that's an item frame, not a painting. Maybe we'll put something on that wall. Could even do like a 3x3. That a bit much. I think it depends on the painting. Okay, some other options would be nice. Big dog. Oh, that could actually... If we do get a dog for upstairs, I'll probably do that in a future episode because this one's running on quite a bit. But maybe we could say that's the portrait of the dog at the top when we do get him. So sure, why not? Easy enough to change if we decide against it. Okay, what have I got to go on there? I did bring some extra item frames with like a buried treasure map, because if you put that in there, it looks kind of cool. But maybe that would work better like on a shelf or something. Maybe. What about up here? No. That's a no-go. That's fine. Not needed. Maybe we'll just grab another decorative item that could go there. Or, better yet, take that down and we'll stick a lantern there instead. There we go. Simple. We don't need anything more than that, I wouldn't say. And then we're fine with not having anything up here. There's not really room for it in all fairness. It's all nicely lit up. Did bring a lectern if we want to stick that somewhere. Just don't know where we would put it, honestly. As well as some extra storage, but we got the storage outside. I can put some paper in and other stuff for the actual cartography table. So yeah, maybe we'll just leave it as that. So what do we need? We need a dark oak trapdoor and 2 signs. And then we need the 7 cobblestone and 2 stone bricks. Oh wait, no. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cobblestone, 2 stone bricks. And then I think that's it. All done. Yeah, okay, nice. Another quick trip back to the base. Hopefully final supplies have been gathered. I've gone back and forth so many times today. Definitely want to build this bridge at some point because, yeah, slogging up these stairs or this hill is slightly annoying. I know I won't be going over here that much now that I've built the thing, but still. So first thing I actually want to do, I'm going to need a crafting table over here, so let's just stick that one there. Looks fine, mostly hidden anyway. And then we got our supplies for the chair, so sign there, and then dark oak trapdoor, like that. I do wish this was a slightly different color, but it's fine. And completely unnecessary, but just to change it up so it's a little bit different. Gonna power the shelf, so we... hang on, there we go. Get that texture instead. For no real reason. Just slightly different. And then we got our 4 blocks that we can switch out. One of them's cracked. That one is not. And then our 4 cobblestone blocks. And I did, as you may have seen, grab some mossy cobble. So we'll go around and add a little bit of that in a second. Doesn't look too bad in here. I don't think that's enclosed it that much. And definitely looks better than having that grass on show. And then, yeah, the only other thing that I've got is, as you can see, all of my supplies here to make our maps, which were definitely good. Whoa, hello sheep. How you doing? We're definitely good for iron and redstone for the compasses. That's not a problem. We need 25. This is all my sugarcane, and I don't think it's going to be enough. But we'll see. Do you need 8 or 4? You need 8. Okay, so we're about halfway. So how much was that? Okay, we need about another stack and a half then, right? Right. Not too bad. Yeah, there's not much more we can do now. So let's quickly just go around with our mossy cobble and sprinkle a little bit of this in. Yeah, that's pretty nice. It's very subtle, doesn't add a whole lot, but definitely just tells a little bit more of the story, I think. Shows how long this castle may have been around. So whilst I'm waiting for all of my sugarcane to grow, which I do not have a big farm, we'll actually head back over there and take a look. In case you guys have forgotten, it's about 8 sugarcane, I think. Yeah, it's not great. It is not great. We get 24 per full harvest, so it's 12 sugarcane. Again, not great. But while I'm waiting for that to grow, I may as well go on with the mapping process, which in and of itself is going to probably take me quite a while, considering I'm, you know, without Elytra, which I'm perfectly fine with, but this maybe would be one of the times that I could do with having it. But it's fine, I need to wait for the sugarcane anyway, so I may as well just pace thousands of blocks around my world, making a 5x5 map. Genuinely have no idea how long this is gonna... That's a bit unsafe. Take me. Like, it could be a 20-minute job, and it also could be like a 2-hour job, but I don't know. It's been a while since I've made a map on foot. Put it like that. So let's just do a quick inventory clean, because we don't need any more of these blocks, which is nice. Just get them all in their designated chests, which is there, and then a barrel up there. I'm getting better at wearing knowing where everything is in my storage room. Finally. Right, no other paper then. Nope, it for paper. And no other sugarcane. Okay. Well, maybe it's grown? Let's have a quick look, maybe. I literally just harvested it, so I highly doubt it. No, not a single one. Yeah, this is it. This is the sugarcane farm. I only had it this small because I thought I'm never going to need loads of sugarcane all at once. And now I do. So, sucks to be me. That's right, I can do some odd jobs if this ends up being a quick process, but something tells me it's not going to be. So, where do I want the center of the map to be? It doesn't really matter all that much, because obviously it's predetermined where a map is going to pop open, but like ideally if we could maybe do it here, right by the pond, if this could be in the center of this map that we open, that would be great. But it might not. Well, there's a pond. Oh, that's the sniffer pond. Okay, that is... no, we're very off to the side, which is kind of annoying. But that's fine. This is our central map. We get most of the basin. And I'm now realizing that this is indeed going to be like a 2-minute job. Look how quick we just filled out that entire map. Okay, I'm just going to be waiting for sugarcane to grow then, aren't I? Might have to go out in the world and find some manually. I think that might honestly be quicker. So we want to make a... I guess we'll just do a 3x3 for now, since we don't have all of the maps. So if we keep this one in our offhand, and let's say we do the one directly to the left of it, is what we have it here laid out in the inventory. And then we just run off until we're no longer on this map. There we are, we're a circle, so then we can pop this one. Yeah, it's like fully done. Okay, wow, this is going to be so much quicker than I thought. That's fine, not complaining. Not complaining at all. Then we'll just do this one. Whoops, didn't mean to do that. I've still got that villager under here, don't I? That zombie villager, that's who I just heard growling. Yeah, under these torches. And we can kind of get an idea of the range. I think we're definitely going to be able to get everything. I'm hoping we can get to the village. Worst case scenario, and we don't get all the way to the village, because we honestly may not. We can size up the maps and redo them and make them a little bit bigger. But that'll probably be a project for another day because, yeah, the sugarcane situation. But there we go, that is our right-hand side map. Let's pop that one back in the middle and just make sure we get the corners. There we go, okay. Right, we're looking pretty good. Let me do these other 6. And hopefully my sugarcane grows, at least a little bit in that time. I am unfortunately not any richer in sugarcane, but I do have some good news. So as you can see, we plotted out as much map as I possibly can right now. I am out of empties, but we've got basically everything, and I think we will get everything once we get all of these. So this is the whole cherry grove, looking beautiful. We got all of the animal pens, we got obviously the main base down there. I apologize for it being unbelievably bright. I think it's mostly the shaders. But we got the horse stable. And then going over here, that's the skelly spawner building. We just have snuck in the fishing shack or fishing dock, which we'll get the rest of that when we get this map. And just about sneaking in, give or take, 6 pixels is the village, which is awesome. And we do have the log cabin up the top, but because it's got a snowy roof, those 2 lines are it. That's the stairs on either end of the roof. So unfortunately, that's kind of how that looks from a map. But yeah, we got everything. The start of the bridge. Ironically, the only thing we're actually missing from the map right now is the thing we're currently stood in, the castle. So we will have to get that in one of these, I think. But yeah, now it is just a case of either waiting for my sugarcane to grow. Oh, hello nighttime. Or sunset, looking gorgeous as ever. Wait for the sugarcane to grow, or like I said a second ago, head out and just see if I can find some out in the world and gather enough to at least make a dent in the map, and then I can just kind of wait for the rest. I think we're going to do the latter because I'm not a big fan of just waiting around. Plus, we can do a 2-for-1 sort of deal. We wanted to get our little pup to sit at the top of there, so I'm going to take some bones with me and see if we can find a dog. I don't really know what type we're looking for. Preferably one different to Blossom back at the base. I think she is the Ashen Wolf. I never remember the names. I know what she looks like, I just don't know the exact distinguishing type. But I'm trying to sprint back to the bed right now to go to sleep. Hello, creeper. You really snuck up on me then. That actually made me jump. Okay. I'm going to go to bed and go on a little bit of an adventure in the morning. Look who I found. That over there is the Forest Wolf. And I gotta say, I think that's one of my favourites. I absolutely love this variant. It's definitely up there. I'm hoping I don't get near it and it has that awful bark, because if it has that awful bark, I'm leaving it. Oh, say that again? I didn't hear. It was kind of like one of those high-pitched ones. I don't think it was the like alien pug-sounding bark. Come on, do another one. Oh, you actually have the bad bark. Yeah, I think you do. Can I get it one more? Because I can't quite tell. My game sounds are a bit too low. No, we're not taming you. Not yet. Come on. Come on. Make the noise. I can't tell. I'm gonna maybe come back. It doesn't sound as bad as I remember. Maybe they slightly altered it. Because I've tamed another dog in my other world with the sound like that, and it is atrocious. It is really not nice to listen to. So yeah, maybe I'll just have a look around and see if I can see another forest dog variant. Just, you know, with a regular bark. Wouldn't mind that. But on the sugarcane front, we're actually doing pretty good. That should put us up to, yeah, stacking 13. So we're only, 20 or so short. So we should definitely do it. I can see some more in the distance, but I want to head back into this biome. Chicken! Oh, I just hatched it on my face. We're not going to find them in the birch forest. We have got to... Oh! Is this... It is! Oh wow, what a find. These are not easy to come across. At least last time I tried to find one. The trail ruins? Trail ruins? Yeah, trail ruins. Okay, I'm gonna have to remember this spot and come back to it. That's fine, I'll be able to sort that out after I finish recording. I won't lose it, I promise. We'll maybe come back and excavate that or something in a future episode. Yeah, last time I tried to find one of them, it took me ages. Like, genuinely days. In real life, if I remember right, when they first got added, I really struggled to find one. So I don't know if we got super lucky, or maybe they're just rarer, or more common than I think. Well, I'm not getting much luck in the wolf department. They usually spawn in packs, so maybe let's head back over to where we saw that one. Which I don't really remember. It was down by the river. Now I've got that song stuck in my head by Milky Chance. Where was I? Looking for like sheep carcass on the floor would also be a telltale sign. Well, there's a live sheep over there, so it's definitely not that way. Oh, hello. Are you the one from before? Let me be quiet. Oh, that was a normal noise. That was a normal bark. I'm almost certain. Do you want to do another one just to be sure? Okay, normal bark. Love that. Beautiful. First bone as well. Oh, amazing. Oh, there's another one. Oh, there's two more. Wow, they've just come out of the woodwork. They're everywhere. Well, say goodbye to your brethren, because we're going. And I'm only taking the one of you. I'm sorry. It's fine. They came in 3, so I don't feel quite as bad. Right, come on in, buddy. Let's take you on a little bit of an adventure. Finish getting our sugarcane, and then we'll head back home, hey? Sound good? There we are. Sounds good. We have made it home, safe and sound. Let's just get you across the bridge, preferably, without falling. Okay. Let's go a bit faster. Without falling all the way down. Oh, I thought you just went over the edge then. And we've also got plenty of sugarcane, which is great. So, I'm gonna sprint my way over to our castle and show whatever your name is their new home. Been brainstorming some ideas on the way back, as well as looking at previous comments for some ideas, and I think I've got some. One for our dog over there. We need 3 for the sniffers, and the copper golem we built in the super smelter, or smelting cave, a few episodes ago. I've come at this from the wrong angle, haven't I? It is looking good up there, isn't it? I think that's a pretty nice looking castle. Perfect size, I would say, as well. We don't really need it any bigger, honestly. I'm so glad you don't have an annoying bark. It's actually one of the better ones. Like, it's not the standard bark that you get most dogs in Minecraft, or what they always used to be. But it's not that freakish alien one, so it's a good bark. One I don't mind listening to, just going off in the background while I'm doing map stuff over here, which probably isn't going to be that often, but that's fine. Not every building needs to have a proper use. So we... Oh, perfect. Didn't intentionally design it that way, but that's great that we can just kind of climb up here without having to actually go inside. I feel a bit bad just sticking them up here, but... I mean, someone's got to keep watch, right? I guess you are the dog for that. Maybe we'll get your friend at some point, so you're not quite as lonely. I guess you got the sheep around. Now you're tamed, you shouldn't hurt them, I hope. The only dye I've got on me is... What is that? Magenta? Sure, doesn't really match with your portrait downstairs. But that's fine. I'll come back soon and give you a proper name. But for now, we need to make our way downstairs. And, no, we actually need to go back outside. to the crafting table. And how much leather, or not leather, sorry, paper are we going to need? I'd rather not overcraft, since I have literally no sugarcane apparently. Okay, we need 1, 2, 3, just all of it. I need basically all of it. Yeah, there we go, okay. I've got enough paper to make one more map, if I decide it. But before I start popping these, I do need a reference point from somewhere, just to kind of like start the pattern, otherwise you're going to be guessing. So if I take... yeah, if I take this one and go to the bridge, and then we can start from there. So I got to do 5 across the bottom. My inventory is not big enough for this, and I don't have shulkers to keep myself organized either. It's fine, I'll just do bit by bit. So 5 at the bottom, and then 4 either side. Okay, should be pretty simple. Okay, here we go. Final piece of the puzzle going in. There it is. That had the castle on. There we are. Looking tiny. But the map is finished. And I'm actually really happy with how much of everything has been covered so perfectly. The pathway looks great. You can see it all spiraling off into different directions. We're probably going to have like a lot of empty green space around here because I can't imagine I'll ever build much. It would be better if it could be like shifted over slightly, which, now that I think about it, we could pretty easily like ditch this side, move it across one and get another 5 maps down by the river. Just a bit more interesting to look at, so maybe we can consider that. But when you pop a map to begin with, you never know what you're going to get, so you kind of got to try it and see what you land on. But I'm actually really happy with that. There's not much really I need to go over. We've kind of covered everything else with the central 3, or plus those 3 at the top. But yeah, that is our map, looking insanely bright, but at least it's evenly bright. Not too bad when you're not looking at the rest of your surroundings and just the map itself, but when you can see all the bright stone around, yeah, it's a bit much. But that is basically everything all done. Oh, it is nighttime. Okay, let's go back inside. We are gonna take a little nap. I guess we can do that up the top here. And then, in the morning, we will give everyone who needs a name a name. First up to receive their names are our 3 sniffers. These 2 suggestions come from Ray. One of them is Nettle, which I think is pretty nice. Where's the other big one? Over here. This next one, also from Ray, is called Thistle. 2 very well suited, I would say. And then I wanted something similar for the baby, so we've gone with, oh, my nout, Bramble. There we go. And I haven't actually checked this in a while. Pretty good. I mean, I've been in this world for multiple hours since we set this up, so not really that great, but I mean, compared to, you know, maybe not the most ethical sniffer farms, I'd say it's pretty good. Not too shabby. The next little guy who needs a name is the littlest of guys, who... why can't I see him? The Copper Golem, who should be... oh, you're there. Is the chest full? The chest might be full. No, it's just empty. Oh, good job then. You did it? Oh, nice. Way to go, buddy. Well, your name is, thanks to Fly to the Sky, Pumpkin. Thank you for that suggestion. I think it's adorable. And I think he loves it too. Is that really all of them done? Oh, no, I just ran out of fuel. Okay. That makes more sense. Well, I'll tell you what, while I'm here, let me actually craft some of this down, otherwise you're going to be trying to put more copper in and your chest is going to be full, and I think you might just explode at that point if that happens to you, so yeah, better get ahead. And at some point, I'll bring some coal back for you, so we can carry on smelting, but for now, enjoy your cave, Pumpkin. And then last, but most certainly not least, to get their name, is our little pup in the top of the castle here, who is yapping their head off. Obviously you can hear someone coming. Hello, buddy. You are going to be called Cedar. Like the tree. I think that is a great name for a dog looking like you. Very well suited. Feels majestic, I would say. Yep, he loves it. The bark really doesn't suit the dog or the name, does it? It's such a cute little puppy bark, but I imagine this guy's a fierce defender of the castle. Very sweet. But that is going to be it for today's episode, everybody. Thank you ever so much for joining me once again. I do hope you enjoyed how the castle has come together. I am very happy with it myself, so I hope you guys are too. But thank you once again, and I will see you in the next video. Bye for now.